If you're about to start a business or you already have and you are not yet seeing the consistent sales and socials growth that you want to see, and maybe you just got bugger all time, bugger all money, bugger all support, and possibly minimal sanity producing brain cells left in your head, then stay tuned because in this episode, I am going to be breaking down the three very important stages of growing a business that everyone gets, everyone goes through, not everyone sees clearly. And when they don't see it clearly, and when they don't build the right steps in the right way, then everything sort of crumbles or you get stuck in the middle before you hit consistent sales and growth. So I'm going to share all about it, what you need to understand, what you need to do, and what you need to consider next so you can shift into that space where everything flows, everything grows, and your business and your life fucking flourishes. So let's jump in. Hey beautiful people, and welcome to the Flow and Grow show. My name is Helen, and after building businesses for over a decade from home, from scratch, with bugger all time, bugger all money or support, and minimal sanity, I was finally able to build that business that scaled fast enough that I could leave my 9 to 5, and I now get to support other ambitious women to do the same with bugger all time, bugger all money, bugger all support, maybe minimal sanity, to build a business that is successful, sustainable, and looks professional as fuck. And I teach you to do it using the same systems and mindset that helped me do exactly that, even while juggling full-time work, primary carer of 3 kids, all sorts of different things, study, all the things, life chaos, no time, no money. I did it, you can do it. And that is exactly what we are doing here today in this episode. I am talking you through the 3 very crucial stages that you will go through in your business journey. And the thing is, most people don't even look at starting a business like this. They go out, they have this idea, they go into the online world searching for all the answers, and they see flashy system, flashy strategy, get 10K months fast, all the bright lights and the things blind them, content, messaging, grow your social media, like it's all in your face everywhere. So the second you go searching, that is all you see. And it does 2 things. It makes you go, wow, this is fucking possible for me. That woman over there literally just told me that she had all these problems in her life. She was working, she was grinding, she was doing the mum life thing. Like, she's me, that's me, and she did it. I can do it. And you get inspired. You're like, this is possible for me. If it's possible for them, it's possible for me. And you see all of these things, and so you start searching. How do I set up a Facebook? How do I run a business? How do I and start gathering information. And look, this stage can look really different depending on you, depending on your life. What I have observed in my own life, in clients' journeys, everywhere and anywhere in the business world, this part itself can take a long time. If you don't feel confident or ready to move, if you feel like you don't have all the answers to actually get out there and put stuff into the world and make it happen, you might procrastinate or hold back on even just launching for quite some time. I've met women and I have clients, and it's so common. They come to me and, some people are like, oh, I had this idea a few months ago, and I'm thinking, like, that's fast. If you had an idea a few months ago and you've been thinking about it and you've been searching, or even within the past 12 months, that's pretty normal. But some people are like, I've actually been wanting to do this for years and I've just put it off. So it really depends on how long it takes you to feel ready to even take that first step to launch a business. But whether it takes you 1 month, 2 months, 3 years, the same thing is true for everybody. In this stage, you are going through this intense push and pull of excitement and fear. Like, you're excited, you have the idea, you know it can work, you want to make it happen, you're doing all the things, you're building things, creating things, and learning about new things that you're passionate about. And that has this big wow outcome at the end. That's exciting, that fills you up, that drives you. But at the same time, you also have all these fears and doubts and limitations from your old life that you're trying to leave behind to go and get this thing. And that's just all in your mind, running on autopilot, whether you know that or not. That's how your brain works. And so what it's doing in the background, you're like, I'm going to start this business. It's like, really? Are you sure you can do that? You got no fucking time. No one even supports you. You're already doing all this stuff on your own. You're going to go build a business on your own? And you're like, yeah, look, that person's doing it. And your brain's like, yeah, but what if they had like a rich friend or a really supportive husband or partner? And, you know, there's probably this and probably that. And there's all these conflicting things. So there's going to be this push-pull of excitement, fear, doubt. It's this big mix of emotions and thoughts and feelings, and it's a lot going on. That's your internal world. And then out there, you've also got, like I said before, the shiny 10K month strategies. You can go from 0 to 100,000 in just 1 year, from nothing, with no knowledge, no money, nothing, from scratch. And the thing is, these things are great because they pump you up, they excite you, they get you going. But the thing that a lot of people get stuck on, actually, no, this is the thing we're talking about. Not a lot of people, the majority of people get stuck on right here, right now, is looking at those things, understanding it's possible because it fully is, and just thinking that's how it is. Like, you're only seeing the surface area of what it looks like to run a business and grow a successful, profitable business, because, as we know, social media, while it started as something that was intended for socializing and connecting with actual human beings, it has just become another oversaturated place for advertisements, for selling. And that's not a bad thing. I fucking love social media. I am well aware of the toxicity of it, the negativity of it. I have experienced it. I have been sucked in by shit. But without social media, I would not be where I am today. Because I grew my businesses on social media. Social media gave me, a woman who had fuck all time, fuck all money, no support, and to dig a little bit deep and raw without giving away too much information, was literally throughout this whole process of building these businesses and doing these things, I was in a very negative, limited, controlling environment where, even though I know better now, at the time, it was like I was so restricted from doing so much because of imaginary rules that to me were very tangible at the time, that said, you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do this, you can't say that. Be very, very careful about everything you do and say. And I still fucking did it. I still did it because of social media, because I had a platform to share something for free. I didn't need money, and I didn't even need to know how to use it at first. I just needed to go out there and do it and figure it out as I went. And we have all of these advantages to us that we kind of see through the shiny things that they're out there, because they're like, that's all you need. You just have to have this. You just have to, you just need consistency. You just need the small micro steps. You just need to bust through fear and procrastination. And it's all true. It's all true. And as far as the promises and the systems and the programs and the things people are selling you, obviously you have to use your discernment, because some of it is bullshit. Probably a good chunk of it is bull fucking shit, but some of it is real. There are people out there who started a business and made 10K in their first month, who made 100K in their first year. But what you have to realize is everyone's story is different. Everyone's situation is different. And even if you look at someone and they tell you a story, their origin story, their up and coming, this is what I was facing, this is what I did, and this is what happened, and you go, wow, that's me. I went through that, or something very similar. And I could do that, and then I'd get that thing too, which is what I want. But what if that person had an extra hour in their day by default because they had one less kid? Or what if they had one more kid, but they had more support? What if they earned more money in their job than you, so they had a little bit extra money? What if there was just one small thing, one opportunity that aligned for them in their specific, unique life that happened for them that doesn't happen for you? What if they spent a month planning and they decided to just go out there and start learning, and they met a person at a networking event, and that person was like, this is a great idea, we should work together, let's build it together, and they had a leg up? Like, there's all these things that come into play, and we don't think about these things. But what we should be thinking about is, that's their life, that's their story. This is my life, this is my story, and this is what works for me. And this is what the entire first phase of business is all about. I call this stage the focus stage, because it is just really about narrowing in on exactly what you want, what you are capable of, what fits your life right now. Okay? That's it. Nothing else, no one else, just you. All those things matter. They are important. And they're things to sort of have out here where you can look at them and go like, yep, I need that. That makes sense. That's my inspiration. That's my drive, whatever. But you still have to have a very clear focus in front of you of, this is realistically the time that I have. And if I only have a few hours a week to work on this business, because I've got kids, because I've got a job to pay the bills, because of whatever, then okay, that means that I'm only going to get growth and momentum and results based on that. It sounds tacky and kind of that sort of push, hustle, in your face bullshit that a lot of people do online, which, like, it's fine. If that's for you, cool. Some people are like, yeah, I got fired up by that shit. But I hear it a lot where people are like, your results are up to you because they are directly mirroring the effort and the time you're putting in. If you want bigger results, you got to put in more time and effort. And it's so fucking true. It's true. It is actually one of those things where at its core, it dumbs down to this. Time plus effort and energy equals the results that you're getting. But what those things don't do is give you that sort of compassion and understanding and realistic picture in your head that while this is true, it is okay for your results to not look like the results of hustle bro go hard guy over here that has so much more, not free time, I can't even call it free time. Everyone's time, you do what you want with it. So it's not about he has more free time than you. No, he doesn't. His day is fucking packed. He is busy. He is hustling. He is building a business. He's like, I don't know, like working out, going for walks to the park with his kids, or, you know, whatever. He's doing things, lots of things, but the things he's doing is different to you. Okay? So if someone has kids, the things that they're doing to be busy is different to the things that the no kid person is doing to be busy, which means the person with no kids is studying, they're working out, they're doing extra things on their business, they're collaborating with people, you know, they're taking that time that you parent and they're putting that into their business or their health or their fitness or their learning, all these things. They're busy. They got stuff going on, all right? And they're doing an epic job, but it's different for them. So phase 1 is really about not just getting clear on what you want and what it realistically looks like for you. Take the fucking goggles off that put stars in your eyes over the shiny shit that you really want fast, and get honest with yourself. It would be amazing if all of us were just able to go, bright idea, passion, dream, boom, did it. 1 month later, quit the 9 to 5, everything's flowing, and we're living in like peace and harmony and ease like humans are supposed to. That would be so fucking great. If there was a way to do it, absolutely. But reality is, the world is how it is. We can't control that. We can only control what we do within that world. And the more that we control what we do within that world, internally, externally, the more we change the world. So stop worrying about how the government and the systems and the things are fucking you up and slowing you down, and start wondering about, how do I take back control of my own fucking life and make it happen in a way that works with me? So it does happen, because you can do the thing that everyone, you can just go, fuck it, whatever, I'm going to push, I'm going to grind, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to just like go for the fast, hard results. But I'm telling you right now, listen up. The only way for you to get the fastest, best results and to get fast growth is to recognize what fast results actually look like for you. Okay? So I'm going to give you something really, really tangible that you can do right now. It doesn't matter if you have started your business or not. This is a really important thing that a lot of people miss in that first phase, that is going to help set you up to go into the next phase, which is the part that really starts to make your business move. So apart from everything that we've just explained and expressed for you to think about and look at, here is the first 3 things that you need to do to make sure that you are locked in for this phase. This, once again, is not just a podcast where we listen and do nothing and get inspired and go, wow, that's so true. I'll think about that. Get a notepad, get a pen, take some notes. This is your lesson. This is your free training. This is your learning time. Let's dive in. So, the first thing that you are going to ask yourself is, why? Why are you doing this? Why does this matter to you? Like, why did you just suddenly decide, I'm going to run a business? I want to run a business. I have this idea. I have this thing that I want to get out into the world. Get really clear on this. Spend some time getting deep on this, all right? Because this is the thing that will drive you to keep going no matter what. If you make this thing the biggest thing, the most valuable, most important thing to you, you are more likely to keep going, to keep doing what you need to do to make it happen. Now, the biggest common one is, it's for my kids, yeah? But we dumb that down a bit more, okay? It's not just for my kids. It is to provide stability, financial freedom, time freedom. And like these words like financial freedom and time freedom just get thrown all over the internet all the time until people just go, yeah, whatever. But all it means is for you to actually just have the ability to live a life where you get to choose mostly what you do, where you wake up every day and there's minimal stress, there's minimal confusion, there's minimal worry, because everything's working, everything's flowing. You have enough money coming in that you don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry about when this thing pops up and that thing pops up, because you're like, it's covered, cool, whatever. It's just that peace. It's peace. That's what people want. It's what people deserve. It's what we should all have, because, you know, that's what we're here to do. We're not here to shut ourselves in rooms, to confine ourselves to spaces where we can't interact with the world, to put our heads down and to work and stress our entire lives away, instead of enjoying it with our family and our friends and enjoying this absolutely incredible world that we get to be a part of. All right. That's what the big why is. Okay. It's not just because, like, oh, I want money. Of course it is. Because money makes the world go round. And while money doesn't buy happiness, money won't make you happy. And if you can't figure out a way to make your life work without money, money's not really gonna fully fix shit. But it does make things easier. Because that's the way of the world. So get really, really clear on what your big why is, what it means to you, and having that helps you move forward, because you're like, does the fact that I'm a bit nervous about posting online weigh up against freedom, peace, and ease for my kids? Is my discomfort because this isn't working and I really don't want to know what to do, and I put up a post and no one even fucking cared about it and I feel like shit, is that a bigger problem than 2, 3, 4 years from now still not having that peace and freedom and stability for your kids? When you can come back to that big why over and over again, all of the things that seem like big problems and blockers stopping you suddenly become so easy to just push past your discomfort and figure out and do. Because past them is that thing that's so important to you and so special. So that is the number one thing you need to do. The second question you need to ask is, who am I doing this for? Like, who am I targeting? Not just, oh, I'm doing it for my kids. Who am I targeting? Who is this business for? Who's going to be buying and purchasing my thing? This is a really crucial step. And I know some people, they do this step, but not everybody does. And it's actually more common than not to see people going, I have this great idea. I have this thing I want to do. It's amazing. And they just go out and do it without stopping to check. Are people looking for this? Do other people want this? Or is this just something that I think would be cool because it would help me? Are there other people out there already doing this thing or something similar who are doing well? They're making bank. They got all the followers. They got all this success. They got a name for themselves. They're fucking killing it. And piecing all these things together helps you get an idea of whether or not you are going to spend so much time and energy trying to sell something that people don't even want, or creating something so fucking epic and high value and amazing that everyone's going to be coming after it. And the thing is, the majority of the time, it's a great thing. Like, it's very rare that I see something and I'm like, what the fuck? How do you even think that's going to work? No one wants that. That's insane. Like, I don't know. I've got this, like, handy dandy holder thing that clips a pen and a notepad to the side of my laptop. So whenever I just want to take down a note, it's right there. You might find that helpful in your own life, but 150 other people out there looking for it. Or the other thing they do is they're like, oh, I'm kind of like really interested into like candle making, or doing custom portrait drawings, or like some sort of area of coaching, or something else where you see there is this high demand. Like, it is a saturated market and you're like, yep, heaps of people are doing this, heaps of people want it, it's popular. I'm going to go do it because, you know, I'm interested in it, or I'm good at it, or whatever. And maybe there isn't so much passion and drive behind it, but you know you'll love it and enjoy it. And it's got huge potential because you can see that. But then what they tend to do is they go out and try and copy. They try and copy all of the people that are already up here making bank, making hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars a year with these big businesses and companies and this big following, and they're copying the things that they're doing because they're like, they're posting this and 150 people shared it, 2,000 people commented, I'm going to post that thing. And then they do it and they get fucking crickets and no one cares, no one likes it, no one buys it, and they're like, I guess I suck. And it's not the case, because you can go into a highly saturated, bleh, there goes my word scoring up for the first time this episode. Yay! Highly saturated market, high demand. And that's actually a good thing to do. Some people are like, oh, don't do that. But it's a good thing. But what you need to do is you need to find your edge in the market. You need to find a gap, a unique standpoint that makes you stand out, makes your product stand out, makes your service stand out. And if there's really not that much you can do to make the product stand out different, you can only make a mug or a candle so much different from everything else out there, then you need to make you and your brand different. So for an example, a really great example, what I saw a couple years back that just took off, and then everyone was like, oh, she did that and that's cool and everyone loves it, and they went and tried to copy it and most of them flopped. And it was, everyone loves candles, right? I love candles. I don't have any of my candles nearby, which is weird. They're everywhere. But everyone loves candles and they're everywhere. Like if you go into handmade pages, business pages, Facebook, it's like there's so many different candles. And a really popular type of candle recently, which I did myself in my business as well, putting into gift packs, were ones that have like floral and crystal arrangements on the top. And they're like super, super popular. But it's really hard to make that stand apart from the rest because everyone's doing it. And even with mine, I never made them to sell individually. Some customers would just come to me, wholesale customers too, would just be like, oh, they're so beautiful. Can I order them? Whatever. And I'd just do them. But mostly it was just to complement my actual products. So they were very generic and very similar, same to everything else out there because it didn't matter. They weren't my feature thing. They were just an addition. But what most people do is they just keep trying to put the same thing out. Whereas I saw this one lady, I was going to say a year ago, but it was probably like 2 years ago actually. And she came out with these candles that followed that same sort of like style with the crystals and the florals. But suddenly these candles were no longer just these florally crystal random art pieces. They became like scenes, stories, and they'd be like little ornaments, some skulls, maybe a fairy, like all these different little things to make this really artistic, decorative look. And it was so popular. And of course, other people started trying to do it and it became a thing. And the same with other candles that they're just plain candles, whatever, in a jar. And then one day a lady was like, what if I just put like burning my last fuck down to nothing? Or, and she started coming up with like these really in-your-face cheeky sayings and putting them on candles. And it popped off. Suddenly everyone was trying to do it and not everyone was making it work. But I am kind of getting off track here, I guess, a bit. Basically what I'm saying is you find that unique edge, okay? For me, in the business that I was doing that kind of like really started things, set me up for the business that popped off, that was crafts, crochet toys, sewn toys, bit of this, bit of that, bit of everything. This was really my experimental phase of creating and growing. But yeah, I was like sporadic here, there, everywhere. Same old stuff that everyone's doing, practicing, learning, getting better. And then one day I decided to come up with this unique thing. I saw that people were making like sculptures and drawings and artworks and all these different things of people's loved ones and pets that had passed or, just weren't in their life very often and all this. It was really popular and people loved it. And I'm like, I could do that with my toys, with my crochet toys. And I just decided to put out an offer and be like, hey, I'd love to do this. Let's do it. And that thing was what made me go from barely anything to I don't have any time. My life is consumed by this. I have a wait list of orders 3 months long. I was making thousands of dollars crocheting toys, but I wasn't making the money I needed for, my time and effort. So I pivoted and went to the next thing or whatever. But the point was, I found that thing that was still crochet toys like everything else, Still popular like everything else, but it was different. No one else was fucking doing it. Like, no one else was doing this thing. And so it took off. And then it was the same thing with the next business where it started out, bath bombs and soaps. It was all a bit the same. And then I rebranded. I released different products. My soaps became like this thing that people were like, holy shit. And they still are. Like, even though I've closed down my business now, I'm still getting messages from people that are disappointed that they're looking for things. And I'm like, sorry. They're like, no. Because it's like, no one else was making this. No one else was making things like this. And if there's anything that come even closely similar to it, it's coming from the US or another country somewhere. So that's why I popped off. It was a saturated market, and there's 50,000 billion other people out there trying to sell soaps and bath bombs. And I have a client now as well that I'm working with who is starting a soap making business. And she's just got that same thing going on already without me even having to tell her to find that unique edge and make it her own. And she's already like, oh, I'm so excited for her. I was only just saying to her today, like, oh, I'm so excited because I did so well with my soap business, how I did it. But now I can look back and see all the things I needed to improve and do differently to have made it popped off even faster, which is what helped me grow as I went on and went into my next business. And you're doing these things and it's so exciting. So, it's all about just getting really clear on who you're doing it for, whether it's profitable, whether people want it, what the gap is, all of that. Okay, so once you've got your big why locked in, you are clear on what you're doing, who it's for, and whether or not it actually has the potential to make your time and effort turn into money. The third and final question you need to ask yourself, which is a big important one, because this is the thing that makes you step from idea, information, dreaming about it, gathering phase into doing it, got a business phase. And that is, what is the bare minimum? The bare freaking tiniest minimum that I actually need to do, to have in place, to know, to understand, to put it out there. And I'm going to tell you, work it out for you in your life, in your thing. I'm all about making sure you build your systems and your business and everything around your unique individual life. I can't tell you that. I can only tell you what works for me, what works for a whole bunch of other people that I've seen, that I've worked with, that I've helped. And you do what you do with that, okay? But let's just say I'm telling you what to do here for a second. All you need is a Facebook page, so you have a platform to sell and a platform to advertise for free, no cost, and something to put onto that page. Whether or not you have something ready to sell or not, you just have something to share. You just have something to say. You have a place where you can show up and say, hello, I exist. Come and hang with me to see this thing that I'm offering the world. And you're using this phase, this focus phase, this foundational getting things set up stage to just do it. To just go, I'm beating my fear and my discomfort down for my big why. And I'm just going to fucking do it. And I'm like, profile picture. That'll do. Cover picture. That'll do. Name. That'll do. It's available and it's kind of what I want. Done. I have a page. I exist. Cool. Now I can invite some friends. Now I can put up one post and it just says, hey guys, my name is Helen. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what I did. Maybe I'll even insert a little clip here somewhere. Because I was just looking at it the other day and I'm like, oh wow, that was scary and terrifying and terrible. Guys, I'm just doing this little video to share something that I've been working on. This little passion project of mine I've been putting off for a really long time. But yes, it's just like a little introduction where you're like, this is me. I'm doing this thing. So for me, it was like, hey, I'm Helen. This is what I want to do. This is the aim I have. This is the dream I have. This is the goal I have. This is what this space is for. This is what I'm going to do. Come and hang with me, and you use that space. And this is exactly what my client with the new soap making business is doing right now. Okay. I literally was like, just do this. This is what you do. Okay, don't worry about waiting for 3 months to set up your Facebook page till you have all the answers. Do this right now. And she's already like popping off. Like, what's it been? A couple of weeks. I think she's nearly at 100 followers. She's got engagement. She's having posts every day. And I'm telling you, this woman is not like free time, free money out the wazoo. Like, she has kids. She has responsibilities. She has some big shit going on in her life right now that she's intentionally taking things slow around. But she's moving anyways, which means she's getting results. And then, yeah, she's put up a post. Intro, this is me. This is what I'm doing. I'm here right now. I'm not selling anything. Okay? She's not selling anything. You don't need to sell anything. You just have to say, this is my idea. And right now I'm figuring it out. I'm learning. Maybe let's use a service base. So one of my clients was going into the service-based industry, coaching industry. And she's like, this is my idea. This is what I want to teach. This is the big transformational thing. Okay. And yeah, definitely valid, demand, all of the things. But even when you do that yourself and you do your own research, you need to put it out there to the people. Because when you go and do research online to learn things, to validate things, to research things, some of the stuff, a good portion of the stuff, I think, that you're looking at is biased information. So it's people that are trying to get you to believe. It's persuasive. It's, I want you to think what I think about this thing. So this is specifically worded for you to think that way, rather than having unbiased, sort of neutral perspectives and opinions and objectives to things. So you start getting your process and your mind going into this direction without actually looking at all the options. But yeah, so she just did that. So she put up a post here and there. This is what I'm doing. What do you need? What do you think? What are your suggestions? All of that. And you gather feedback from people that actually want to buy your thing. Or maybe they don't want to buy your thing, but they want something like that, but not your thing because you're not selling it to them, right? So it's really just a process of learning and moving slowly while you are getting everything really clear and really set up to the bare basics. That's probably not even the right way. Really clear, really set, as clear or as set up as you possibly need to just move and learn as you go. Because when you have those three things locked in, why, who, how, what, you are ready to move. You have a business. You have the simple, basic structure of a business. And now you are ready to go into the next phase, which is where we start building that momentum and that growth through developing systems, through optimizing what we've set up, and through building it out, I guess. Because right now what you've done is you've got, imagine a Lego board. This is your idea, this is your thing, and you've put some pieces on it, and you've made like the basic foundation with your Facebook page and your cover photo and your idea, and filled in all the gaps with all the information that you've already learned. You've got like this flat base. It's a solid foundation to grow on. Now we need to build the struts. Now we need to build the walls and the supporting beams and the meat of the structure that's going to bring everything together and create this thing that provides exactly what you want. Somewhere that's safe, something that weathers you from the storm, something that provides comfort for you and your family. Not some rickety, rackety, wobbly thing that creaks and moans and groans and doesn't function in the plumbing and all the things because you haven't tended to it or you didn't build it right. Okay? You are ready now for phase 2, and without digressing on 17 more side quests, we're going to jump straight into that. Let's go. Now we come to the second phase of business, which I call your flow phase. This is about making sure everything is running smoothly and as optimally as possible for you, for your business, for the stage you're at, and within your unique lifestyle and your capacity. Now, this is a really, really important stage. And one of the reasons why so many people stall or get stuck or fizzle out and quit altogether when they start a business is because they either half-ass this phase or they skip it altogether, trying to go straight from the focus, foundational phase, all the way into the flourish, sell, promote, market, epic content, flashy thing phase. Now, this phase, it is all about getting really intentional with your time, with your energy, and with what you have going on for you in your life, in your business, without worrying about what everyone else out there is doing that works for them in their life. We use these things, these systems, these strategies, these things people share, the information. We use it as a guide, as what's the word? Not really a guide. I guess it is the skeletal framework. This is something that works, but we need to make it fit in our life. You can't take a strategy that someone gives you that works for a person who has extra time, extra money, or even these things that I'm talking about in this phase, set up and ready to go. You just can't make that happen if you don't have all the pieces that you need, if you don't have the knowledge or the skills or all the things you need. Okay, so in this phase, you should be really intentionally planning your time. Some people are still running their business off of 1 page at a day daily planners, or even less than that, a to-do list, because you get up and you're already in this sort of flow. You already have a routine, you already have a structure to your day. Now you're going to take a business and you need to fit it in there. And what most people do is, instead of trying to like fit it in there where it works, they plop it on top or try to consume their entire life with it. And then their life becomes bigger and bigger and heavier and clunkier until they get to a point where they're starting to burn out. They're like, nothing's working. I'm working so hard. I'm doing all these things. I don't have any more time that I could possibly give to this thing, to this project. But what you actually need to do in this phase is take a really good look at your routine. Look at your day. Look at where you spend the most of your time, where your priorities have to go, where you have lots of energy to do things, where you usually hit a bit of a flat spot, or you couldn't possibly do deep focus important business work because the kids are running around, it's chaos, it's dog barking o'clock because this is when everyone walks their dogs past our house. It's about getting really intentional and focused on all these little aspects of your real life, what it looks like for you before you even go and try and put a business in there. Okay, work out where you can realistically put pockets of time to work on your business to start with. The second layer of this is to go a little bit deeper, get a little bit more honest with yourself. And now you're going to look at things and go, right, where am I still spending time on things that do not help, serve, improve, grow the priority areas of my life? This is a phase where people kind of think, I need to add more. I need to add an extra hour in the morning. I need to get up an hour earlier to work on my business. Okay, I have to stay up an hour later to work on my business. I have to hire a babysitter to watch the kids for a day so I can work on my business, whatever. You focus on all the things you have to add rather than things that you need to take away or replace. And that's what this phase is really about. It's about getting plans intentional and structured around your life. It is about optimizing and improving your time management, your productivity, your output, your energy, not by adding more, but by intentionally getting rid of the shit that doesn't work, the shit that's wasting your time, that does not serve your family, that does not serve your business, that does not serve your purpose, your well-being, your health, and you eliminate it or you swap it out for something that does. Okay? 5 minutes scrolling in the morning when I drink my coffee before I rush out the door becomes 5 minutes where I just post one thing for my business page and it's done. All right, so that's 1 out of 7 billion examples I could give you and make this video 17 hours long and still not cover it. Okay, so phase 2, making sure you're getting intentional with your time and energy, optimizing it, creating systems and routines that build momentum and allow your business to grow and flow better without you actually adding in a shitload of more time, effort, energy, and stress. It is optimizing, it is reflecting and refining and building on the solid foundations you've already put in place so you can now move into the next third phase of your business, which is where all your hard work, time, and effort finally starts coming back to you in the form of sales, growth, and real momentum. So let's jump straight into that now. All right, so phase 3, this is your flourish phase. This is the phase where the foundations you've put in place and the systems that you have put in place on top of those foundations to build and grow and flow to get you to this point where people are starting to see you. Your visibility is starting to increase. Your engagement, your social media, your followers, all of that is growing, and people are actually starting to sit up and pay attention, and you're talking to people, you're posting more about your thing, you're actually selling this thing. Now, to be clear, you absolutely can be selling a product or a service right from the beginning. Like, you can come in that first foundational stage with a product or a service that you're already ready to sell and say, here's my thing, buy it. And you use those 2 phases to really reflect on how that's working for you, whether or not people are interested, what they're saying, the feedback they're giving, how they want it changed. And you might be making a sale here and there, and you can look at those things and go, why did I make that sale? What made that person buy that thing? What was something that this person, that person, and that person, like all these people are saying this one thing about my product? That's what I need to lean into. That's what I need to do more of. So then you start building more traction. And this is the phase where you really are going to get intentional and purposeful in learning more and optimizing more in regards to your content, your messaging, your marketing, connecting with people, collaborating with people, and just actually selling your thing. However, here is a mistake that I also see people make. If you are set up well enough going into the business that you are able to sort of breeze pretty easily through that stage of that focus foundational setup, and you're pretty good at planning, you're pretty organized, and you've getting these systems in place, maybe you just got the right course at the right time where someone spoke to you in your language, on your level, and you had something golden that made you, gave you the tools you needed to set that level up really well so that you go into that flourish stage and people are buzzing, people are selling. And when I say that, I mean, for your stage of business, that might just look like, you're 3 months in and you've had a couple of sales. Like, honestly, if you are selling something and people are commenting or following in any capacity, it is working somehow, which means it can be improved, optimized, and built upon to make it work even better. Okay, but say you didn't even have something to start with and you've only sort of used that focus stage to get really clear with your market research and gathering your feedback and getting comfortable posting online, and you haven't actually really said, hey, buy my thing, now it's available to sell. Okay, if you haven't got to that point yet, this is the part where you're doing that, and you are really locking in on how to promote things, how to launch products, how to speak to people in a way that gains their attention, gains the sale, and gets them to follow you and keep coming back for more as a repeat customer. Whether this is products, whether this is services, you need to make sure that you are somehow balancing the skills and the tools that you need to keep, retain the customers and the engagement and the people you're already connecting with, while also going out there and funding more. And it's really hard in this stage where you maybe have all these things set up and you're kind of growing a little bit and getting sales, And you get a bit distracted and unbalanced with this nurture what you've got, search for more. And either what they do is they're like, yay, I got a sale. Thank you, I appreciate you. Now I'm going to go over here and just keep looking for more people. And they forgot that there was these people already commenting, sharing, following them, buying from them. So they're not like checking in with them like, hey, how did you like your thing? Like, do you have any feedback? I'd love a testimonial, whatever. Oh, that really didn't work so great. Cool. Next time I can do this different, or maybe I can change this. And like, you get so much valuable information from those people, and it's actually insane to ignore that. And I say this with so much love because I insanely ignore the fuck out of that so much. And even when I started doing that, where I would reach out like to every customer and be like, hey, thank you so much for your purchase. I'd love your feedback, da 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 da. And actually was able to like gain this like amazing thing on my platform where I had like 50 something reviews. It was like all 5 stars, like all this great feedback that made more people go, oh, this is good. I'm going to shop with this person. But I can still look back at it and be like, if I started that sooner, or if I did it more to a level that I could have, that would have been twice as much. I would have done twice as better. I would have made more. Like, you look back and you see these things. This is why I give this sort of advice straight up to you. Like, do it. Focus on getting feedback from people who are already there. Talk to the people who are already following you and engaging you. And even if it's your friends and family, you can still ask them. Their answer might just be like, you sent me a link. Yeah, I got an invite. It's you. I love you. Like, I clicked a button, like whatever. But they might still give you valuable insight, and say, well, I really liked when you put this post up because it resonated with me for this, or this really helped me because I never thought about it like that before, or I really enjoyed the post where you had like that funny joke about your product and the relatability was like off the charts, So nurturing and focusing on what's already there helps you build more. It helps you get better. And also going out there and getting other people to come in, you maybe not going to be able to do that so great if you're not getting the feedback and the rah-rah from the people already there. So there's so many things for you to get distracted by in this specific stage. But usually what happens is if you do have a little bit of momentum, what you do is you're like, yeah, it's working. I know it. It's happening. And then you like go full steam ahead. And maybe you start putting in more time because you're like, yeah, this is working. See, babe, I told you this business idea was great. It's popping off. 3 people bought something in the last week. And I'm chucking a sickie at work today because I'm going to go all in and do all this work. And you watch, it's popping off. And you go so fucking hard. And look, this doesn't work. Okay. And so, yeah, this is the stage that I think really tricks people up because this is actually what most people see. This is the thing that is in your face online all day, every day. Improve your content. Sell in the DMs. Blah, blah, blah. Shiny stuff. And so when that's all you see and that's what you think you need to do, you will go straight at it because you're determined to make it work as quick and as easy as possible. And as far as you know, that's how you do it because the experts that are already doing it are saying that's what you do. And so at the end of all of this, I think to give you a really, really clear picture of what happens with the majority of small businesses that start, so you can avoid this happening to you, is look at it like this. If we look at the 3 stages of business as a picture, and we have the focus stage at the bottom. This is our foundation. This is the part that really sets the stage for everything, okay? And then we put in the second stage, which is the flow stage. This is the systems. This is the structure. This is the making sure that my time and effort and energy in this thing that I'm building actually fits in with my life and my capacity so I can manage it right now and slowly, gradually build on it to get me into this point where I'm at the 3rd stage of business and shit's working, people are buying, people are talking, and I've built this business that is set up to scale and give me that peace and that freedom and that quit my 9 to 5, rule my own fucking life pleasure that I am searching for. And what everyone, sorry, not the right word, what a lot of people, most people do is they jump into the first stage. And regardless of whether they spend a lot of time there perfecting it and making that epic, or they sort of half-ass that stage as well, because they're so excited to get to the content and the messaging and the marketing and the 10K months and the result up here, that they're kind of like, oh, yep, they half-ass it. And there's a big difference between doing the bare minimum that works and half-assing it and screwing up everything. But let's just say you've half-assed it, maybe you've even got the bare minimum, and then you go into the second stage and you kind of half-ass that and you rush through that and you don't put all the pieces in properly, so it's really flaky. So then when you put the third stage on top of it, what happens is it just crumbles or it wobbles or it breaks down altogether because the structure isn't strong. It's not there. Or they come in at the first stage, they look at the big shiny thing up there, they don't even know that there's this stage in the middle that they have to work on. All they do is, I have to set up a Facebook page, have something to sell, have a dream and drive, and I just need to jump up there. And they just try to jump up there, but what happens is they can really only just get to the ledge. They just get to the ledge where they're sort of like looking, and they're like, oh yes, I see that. Kind of like if I put my chin out a little bit, I can maybe like nudge it with my chin. Like, I don't know what I'm doing there. You get the point. It's, you kind of there and you're doing things like you're trying to scurry up into there, but you can't get your footing because there's no structure to stand on underneath. There's no steps for you to climb up to, or you're just missing those steps altogether. Okay, so it's really, really, in its most simple form, if I want to try and stop fluffing around it and making it too confusing, it is just comes down to being okay that with where you're starting right now is where you're at. You can't change what's happened before you in your past, in your experience, in your support system, in your environment. You can't change that is there, that it's happened in your past. But you can change what you're doing right now. You can change what you need to do moving forward to get something different, okay? Because you might want something, but majority of these things over here, you can't get while you're still holding on to the bad habits and the mindsets and the environments and the things in this old life that got you to this space where you don't want to be, okay? So get really clear on what your life looks like. Be really honest. No guilt tripping, no slamming yourself in the mirror that you should have done things different or better or whatever. Just look at things, no emotion, no fear, no judgment, no shame, no excitement, no happiness, no pride, nothing. Just neutral. You are observing your life as an outside observer. That's it. You need to get realistic. You need to get clear. You need to put a fucking plan in place that works for you and your life so you can actually stick to it. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm all about, because I did it and I've watched other people do it. I've supported other people to do it. And it honestly, it's hard for me because I am a very empathetic person to see other women out there that are trying and struggling because they're not seeing what they need to see, how they need to see it for their life. Okay? And so I'm very, very passionate to share these things with you so you can fit your business and your dreams and your goals into your life in a way that means that you will continue to do it. Because once you do that, then you can start building slowly. What else can I drop to add just a little bit more? What else can I do to get just a little bit better? And if you keep doing that, you are guaranteed growth. You are guaranteed success in your business. Guaranteed. I can say that. I can say it. No hesitation to give you that guarantee because I know it. I've seen it. I've done it. The only thing that will mean that you fail altogether is if you don't. If you stop. If you quit. And I'm all for quitting shit that doesn't work and doesn't serve you in the right way. But if you're quitting on your dream because it doesn't work, and it can work, and you fucking know it, then you can't quit. You just can't. You got to keep going because there is a way. And I'm here to show you that, okay? And I hope this episode has helped you do just that. I really, really hope it does. It's not just something for you to watch. This is something for you to really take some actionable steps towards. And because this is massive, it's so in depth, really. There's so much I could say. There's so much to cover. And this is the structure, the foundations of my programs, my pillars, the work I do with my clients, like everything. So I could not even possibly put everything into one episode. I even thought, let's just do one episode per pillar, per phase. And, I probably still will. But even then, even if I focused an entire episode for an hour long, it still would not even, it had just barely touched the overview. You know what I mean? So I'm including with this episode, with all of my episodes, just like a training, a workbook, a resource, something for you that you can use to go away right now and implement the information you're learning into your business, into your life straight away, okay? To improve it, to make it better, to reflect and to move forward so you can actually get the growth and the momentum and the fucking results that you deserve for all your hard work and your time and your effort. It is in the show notes. It is there for you. I want you to use it. I want you to come and tell me what you got away from this, how the workbook helped you, if it helped you, and if it didn't, tell me why so I can make it better next time, because feedback is important, remember. And yeah, until next time, just keep going, keep learning, keep reflecting, keep being patient and understanding with yourself for where you're at, for the things that you've experienced, and all the things you have to do to get to where you're going and how amazing you are doing at it. And if you're not seeing that, if you're really not seeing your progress and your success and the possibilities for what you can change and how you can move forward to do better, then come and check out this video that I just did in my last episode, which was all about the things that you need to do to really reflect and plan intentionally for the next year for your business, so you can finally stop being stuck in that hard, sticky stage and move forward into that flourishing stage where everything is flowing and growing and working so well, and have it done in a way that fits your real life. Manageable steps, doable, simple, made for you. Okay, so check that out. Come have a chat if you want a little bit more in-depth support. Download the resource, the workbook, and get stuck in. Make it happen, okay? And if you still don't believe in yourself yet, just remember, I believe in you. I will believe in you until you do, because I know it's possible. All right? Now, you've got this. I've got you. Till next time, keep focusing, keep flowing so you can flourish. I'll see you in the next episode.